Okay, cool. A little bit thinner notes today, which is hopefully good. So yeah, let's go through our highlight reel. So happy Halloween for all of you. And I think most of us are out of the trick or treating age and kids as well. Maybe Flav's kids will go out, right? Okay. But yeah, we got a bunch of cool idiots of the week and taking a special look at NVIDIA since really want to get a sense of what the bag holders are feeling. And I've been again scouring the NVIDIA message boards just to see what the long common stock folks are thinking. And it's a little bit disturbing. So I posted in Discord too, but dropped it here as well. And then here's a knucklehead that just tried options for the first time on NVIDIA today, and it's not panning out well at all. So we'll take a look at that idiot. And then yeah, we're just talking DJT for a second, but yeah, we'll take a look at how that's performing. Um, and then we'll do our usual full market overview and take a look at yeah, especially since it's such a red day, we want to see how all the big boys are hedging or not hedging. So we'll take a peek. And then we'll look at our usual fear and greed indicators, specifically the Heidenberg Omen and the McKellen stock breadth indicator. And
Don't
then,
forget Super Micro.
Yeah, I was
oh
going to
yeah,
say that
absolutely, absolutely.
SMCI
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about
getting
that.
decimated.
And I checked with our agent inside, Mr. Alan Chen, and mum's the word. And there's a lot of activity in the executive suite on the second floor in the main building.
Oh,
Lots
uh-oh.
lots of closed door meetings. And he said only the South Indians are actually talking about it publicly at work. Everyone else is shutting the hell up and diligently applying to jobs at their desk. But yeah, we'll definitely talk super micro. So yeah, we'll definitely review the Stock Traders Almanac, and the October read is a little bit backwards, but we'll definitely take a look, and then we'll take a look at December and this potential Santa Claus rally overall. We're skipping stock chart stuff, but yeah, we'll take a look at earnings, of course. We'll talk Microsoft for a second. We'll look at Meta. We're gonna talk the fat bubble popping, which is hilarious, and we'll talk Google as well. So yeah, that's about half the Mag 7 right there. And um, shifting to econ news, got some fun Halloween centric economic graphs to look at. So we'll take a look there. And then we'll look at Halloween expenditures year over year. And similar to all the other holidays, it's down, of course. So weak consumer sentiment across the board and internationally as well. So we'll take a look at that. And yeah, we got the CPE data, the Fed's favorite shenanigans to play with, and practically a worthless indicator at this point, but we'll at least take a look. And then on our Black Swan list, nothing has changed quite yet, but our theaters of war I updated. So um, we got potentially a German target for munitions in the Ukraine, and more Christian Lebanese are being bombed into oblivion. It's really sad. And this is not smart, but Mr. Koked decided to hit up the Russian special forces headquarters. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's like directly assaulting Langley. That's not smart at all. So yeah, and then the leading commander had an interesting, very short and pithy quote. So yeah, uh retaliation imminent. And then shifting to the IOU market, we'll take a look at the UK gilt yields across the pond and the inflationary consequences of that. And shifting to domestic news, obviously this is our last meeting before the election. And yeah, we'll take a look at the betting odds at the moment, and it's just been it's been a shit show for political theater. So yeah, lots of things happening on the kabuki theater side. So everything from garbage to garbage trucks. It's just hilarious. Just
Super,
just the
super.
optics. Like I don't care what side you're on. Like you got to admit, like this is god level, like
I
trolling.
know.
It's amazing. And as a marketing professional, I'm
Yeah,
taking notes. Like this is just incredible. Like just the creativity. And
Totally. Do you think this is Trump's own idea, or do you think this is his PR team?
both probably. And
Both.
and and,
It's
and it
just ingenious. It's just
yeah.
unbelievable.
And like I mean, if I wasn't so rushed today, like I would rush to go build out this outfit. You know, like find a red tie, throw on a collared shirt, and throw on the. Yeah, so this would be super fun. Maybe next year this will be super big too. And then if you guys saw like Buzz Aldrin endorse Trump, which is a bit shocking because there's footage of one of their first public meetings and Buzz Aldrin was like cringing, like really bad in the White House. I still remember that. But yeah, pretty incredible. And then on the other side of the aisle, this was happening, which is just bizarre. Yeah, just bizarre
Biden,
optics.
what's he doing?
Biden was biting a child.
Biting a child?
Yeah, it's just a
Is that a baby?
yeah, it's been a bizarre week. It's okay. Yeah.
The heck is that?
And then, but I thought this was hilarious. So here's Biden, I called your followers garbage. Kamala will be toast by Tuesday. The race is yours, Don. Yeah. Our inside man. So yeah, funny stuff there. But yeah, we'll talk drugs for a second. And this is a throwback to the '05 crisis that Warren Buffett had a front row seat at, especially with Wachovia. So again, we'll talk cocaine, drug money, and laundering for a second here. And then pivoting to again consumer sentiment stuff. Car makers are widespread are having substantial problems. It's not just U.S. manufacturers, but Volkswagen. They have what 10 factories, three are
Yeah.
shutting down. They still have ongoing labor disputes. It is a nightmare for automakers, and I think the only people that are really weathering the storm well are some of the Japanese players, Toyota especially. So yeah, we'll talk that for a second. Um, there's a lot of return to office mandates all across the board. We've talked about it previously with Amazon and some other folks, and now Starbucks is having the same shenanigans. And this is freaking bullshit because their new CEO is from Chipotle, and
Work from, yeah,
right,
he worked
he
from
works
home.
from home and takes
Yeah.
a freaking jet like twice a week to the headquarters and back. Like it's just total hypocrisy. And all these C-suite mofos should be like hung. uh yeah, it's ridiculous. At least tarred and fettered, or something. But yeah, I don't have a lot of real estate news today, but going back to the tech side, we'll talk more stupid electric truck ideas and again some more intel on the EV side of US car manufacturing. And of course, we got to talk super micro and E&Y's departure. And then word on the street is Deloitte will probably be the next auditor. So yeah, interesting times there. And then let's see. We'll talk the latest in job figures, and then I tallied up the latest white collar layoff data. So now we're at 571K for the last 3 years. That's 2024 through 2022. And if you want to peruse more of the data, you can go to layoffs.FYI here. And I was just looking at this earlier this morning, and I forgot that one of the columns is actually useful to us as a trader. Let's let this Airtable finish loading. So here you can see stage, and you can sort by stage type. So it wouldn't be like a difficult exercise just to sort by post IPO and look for shorting opportunities. So that's my homework for the week, and yeah, I'll share what I find. But yeah, maybe there's some winners here. Um,
So Warren, just a quick one.
yeah.
Be aware that sometimes stocks go up when they announce layoffs
Absolutely.
too. Yeah,
Absolutely. Right. It's cutting costs and hitting
yeah.
CEO bonuses and whatnot. So that's yeah, thank you very much. So I'm going to filter and look for the usual markers of death. Basically momentum trading and sorting from that point of view. So yeah, thank you, Kurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's promising here. Cool. And then we'll look at the latest jobless data. And then the latest ADP report is a magical Six Sigma beat. Like someone's smoking their socks. Okay. And shifting to international news, again, oh, my alcohol article got cut off. I'll have to try to find that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix that. But yeah, the Russian market is great. We'll take a look at that, and that's big thanks to lots of middlemen moving a lot of energy products on their behalf. Shout out to the dark fleet of tankers run by the Indians. Holy cow! All right. And then, man, we got lots of great oil news. I found one of the premium articles has some great charts. I posted a couple on Discord, but we'll do a deeper dive, measuring liquidity against current crude oil prices. And then this opportunity and the potential upcoming wartime premiums, is going to raise the ocean level, or it's going to be the rising ocean for all boats, including the famous Widowmaker. So we'll look at liquefied natural gas and that potential as well. And then meanwhile, I'm sure you've noticed at the gas pump, it's been a very refreshing pay pump experience, at least price wise, but who knows how long that will hold. So if you have generators, lawnmowers, weed whackers, and you need to cycle out your gasoline or your gasoline stores, this might not be a bad time before they get in the winter grades of gasoline out. So yeah. And then in the metals market, we were dancing around 2,800, and it's been very optimistic there. So we'll look at we'll look at the different tiers of the market. And I was commenting on Discord as well, but the gold market and the gold mining market are very different animals for those traders and investors. So we'll take a look at that. And even though like yesterday, the gold price was it was quite high for the day, miners had like a 1 to 2% drawdown, and it's just they're just different animals. But yeah, we'll take a look at that and the potential undervalued opportunities there. And then shifting to again one of our favorite sectors, the China cataclysm. We'll look at again, the usual Shanghai Composite and look at the latest in the exchange rates. And again, we'll look at what the billionaire class are doing like during the $70 trillion asset class disaster. And in other news, we'll look at the latest in Foxconn, again, divesting out of China and pivoting down to the South Indian Peninsula. And right now, we have an upcoming political bureau meeting as the full legislature meets, and we'll see if they will expand their buyback programs and potentially writing new bonds and so forth. But I think they're toast. There's no real way. Like you can't solve a debt problem with more debts. Only Americans can do that. All right. All right. So that's the highlight reel. A little bit shorter and tighter. And yeah, let's kick off with our poll of the week. And I would love to know where you think the market will go by next week. All right. You should see the poll on your screen. And I guess this vote would have to include an election prediction. So yeah, I mean, again, a lot of things can happen. No matter what happens on the election week, you still have to be installed president by January, and a lot of things can happen. So there's just wild cards all across the table. All right. Let me share our poll results. Pretty bearish today. So 20% bullish, 20% sideways, 60% bearish. So pretty interesting. Let's compare that with AAII sentiment data really quick. Wow. Pretty bearish as well still. A little bit better than last week, but yeah, a lot more uncertainty and doubt. So yeah, very election centric, of course, and on Halloween, no less. All right. Thank you guys for your votes. And I don't think we have an announcement yet. But yeah, let's go to our fun part of our idiot of the week. Number one. All right. All right. Lurker who lost his life saving. So here's 3 screenshots. Here's the first one. Guys rocking around $250,000. Let's see. Yeah, he was playing Spy Calls and yeah, just chasing yesterday's news and not having a good time. So let's see as he progresses. October 25th, and then here you go. That's today. So look at that beautiful curve and slight dead cat bounce, and then collapse. Yeah. Oh, this guy's Asian. Holy cow. But yeah, he's on suicide watch. Poor guy. So, yeah, spy calls can turn into disasters. And come on, dude. If you have that much bankroll, you should be playing SPX. Like, what are you doing? All right. Loser number one. Let's see, loser number two. And loser number two especially highlights the rule of keeping losses small. And let me just grab the table really quick. It's loss rate, recovery rate. I should keep this a little bit handier. Where is it? This I can't find it that fast on the fly. Let me write it down to add it, but keep losses small table. So just like really quick, for example, if you lose 25% of your portfolio, it's not 25% to get back to zero. It's like 33%. Well, I think I'm screwing up my math, but yeah. So yeah, so let's start with this guy. Started around 170-ish K, and now he's down to 88K. What instrument was he playing again? Uh he was just trading short dated options across the entire portfolio. So just, being cheap, low delta garbage, and running out of time, and probably doing the wrong picks as well, and just having an outright disaster. This is his September 1st snapshot, and then somewhat recovering, but man, that's gonna hurt. So we'll see how this guy goes. And he calls himself a master away. Okay, comedic timing there. Oops. All right, let's look at loser number three. This is a little bit more fat oriented with Eli Whitney stock. So let's see. Lost $50,000 just from yesterday. So yeah. Wow, he's down to his last thousand, literally. And yeah. And wow. And the comments are gold here. It's like, I think right here you made your mistake. Hope that helps. Yeah, let's pull up that chart really quick. And again, for even my Tulsa King fans, episode 4 had that fake Ozempic offering at the sit down, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I was looking in more into Ozempic side effects, and it seems like, yeah, most complaints are massive constipation, um, like gallbladder stones in your stomach and stomach paralysis. And again, it affects a vast, significant majority of folks. Again, like 1 in 20. So yeah, let's look at the chart really quick. We're seeing momentum collapse, and yeah, big fat doji is our last candle. Yeah, a lot of uncertainty and very fragile here. So yeah, and at least the squeeze play around Ozempic has ended. So average prices now have dropped to about $400 a unit. So this ends the earlier summer's hype of like 900, $800, and then the underground black market stuff was even more. So yeah, crazy. And again, South Park has a hilarious Ozempic episode if you want to dig that up. It's quite fun. But yeah, um, fatties can run out of money just like everybody else. So yeah. All right, loser number 4. Let's check this out. And again, the screen name is great. Tumor filled with teeth. All right. This guy lost about half the portfolio. Let's double check what instruments. Um, yeah, just generally going long the market. Again, no trading plan, no position sizing, no risk mitigation. You know, if we didn't know any better, if October's a risk on month, you can beta weight your entire portfolio, slap on, an opposite delta sided SPX a hedge, and just call it a day. Um, I'm just again like blown away how people just don't hedge during off months, and all my long positions are precious metals related. So I was selling cheap buy rights on the weeklies, and then getting murdered. So there are no more buy rights on my long metals positions right now because they're all just taken off. So um, but I don't think everyone's like me where you're really geared for black swans and explosions like that. But for everyone else that's holding, Nvidia stock or something, like just buy a cheap hedge. Like it wouldn't hurt. Holy cow. So yeah. All right, let's
Hey,
look.
Warren, you mentioned cheap hedge. What would
Mhm.
you hedge it with?
Yeah, yeah. So you can beta weight your portfolio. If you're using TOS, it's really easy. You just go to beta weighting and you look at you type in say like SPX and it'll
Mhm.
output what's your equivalent deltas, and then you buy the opposite to cover that. But yeah, it's whatever. I mean, the best hedges are what? Highly liquid, very scalable, and it's hard to beat SPX. It's the mother of all trades and instruments. It's just a great market. Or if you have another favored hedge, any liquid index would be good. And you know I know we're all still, I mean, for the more advanced guys, I know a lot of us are trying to look for non-correlated assets, and that's the kind of major undertone of finding a quality hedge. um yeah, but yeah, we can chat more, Wani,
Okay,
if you have some
yeah,
questions
yeah.
on that. Yeah, I think it's a very, very common concern. Mhm. Cool. But yeah, let's talk NVIDIA for a second. And again, this is related to super micro and the whole AI sector. So this guy, just give you a pulse of the market, right? So this is the NVIDIA message board on Reddit. So let me just here, I'll drop the parent thread link into the chat. And I find it fascinating just to look at what the suckers are thinking about. So, let's just look at today, right? 4 hours ago. What the hell is going on? What the hell? Is this the dip before earnings? When everyone is freaking out, smart money is buying, but you can't spell smart. It's like, what's going on? And then look at this guy. Look at his laddered positions. Holy shit. Ouch, but I'm buying. Like, is this kind of violates Gresham's law, right? Are you maybe throwing good money after bad? Like, what does your trading plan say? This guy doesn't have one, right? Okay. Look at number two. Need input. He's on Robinhood, no less. So, like, you're talking with a dumbass. What else? Took 140 calls on Monday. Am I an idiot? Can someone technically explain what's going on with NVIDIA? Like, you can get a sense that there's a lot of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. It's a FUD, tornado, really. So just very fascinating to just take a look. Like, this is our counterparty, and I'm happy to sell them, improbable, calls and puts all day long. So yeah, and then here's the actual post that we're referencing. Okay, so let's go back to that. So yeah, should I keep putting money into Nvidia to buy a house? I want to continue to eventually buy a home in the next 2 years, and think if I continue to put 1K every week, I will be at least be able to get a down payment. Like, this lazy mofo is so entitled. He thinks every Nvidia earnings season is just free money. And it has been for a couple of years, to be fair. Like, a lot of us missed that boat, myself especially. But he thinks that gravy train is going to continue. And but as we talked about before, the tectonic plate underneath all of this is already collapsing. And ASML's forward-looking sales pipeline collapsed 53% year over year. That is a horrific indicator of very low capex investments by the foundries and that everyone downstream. So that affects TSM, Intel, AMD, all the big boys, and the contract manufacturing associated with that. So it's a big deal. So um, and then you guys probably noticed the shenanigans with ASML's reporting, and there were leaks, weird happenstance issues, and it happened this quarter and last quarter. So, again, what is it? The quote is what? Uh, once is happenstance, twice is a coincidence, and then three times is enemy action. I forgot who that's attributed to, but yeah. All right, back to this. So this guy has a what? 90 share position, and yeah, he thinks he can flip $12,000 into buying a house. Whatever drugs he's on, we should ask for some. Okay. And now let's look at an actual NVIDIA options trading loser. All right. So this is posted fresh, all right, 48 minutes ago. Mr. Academic Slide tried effing around with NVIDIA options for the week. He ponies up with $7,000 and total collapse. Guys, should I keep going? I mean, we don't have to ask what he did. Like, we know, right? He went long, short dated low delta options and got hammered. Looks like it took him he had one trade, ripped his face off. Second trade, ripped another chunk of his face off. And then the remaining part, and then, legs went off, and then here's the arms got ripped off. So what's that? One, two, three, four, five trades. He had two up trades though. So seven trades total. So 2 for 7 on his win to loss rate here. Just incredible. And this is 1 month. Like, homeboy is gonna have a rough Halloween. And just out of curiosity, let's find out what else we can glean from his account if he posts anything else. I always find this interesting. Um, he likes Linux. Okay, positive there. But okay. I don't know. Not much in his post history. But yeah, just hilarious counterparty activity. So I hope you guys feel better about yourselves. And at least you're not these dumbasses. All right, cool. And then last idiot of the week, I found this in the Data Gang Reddit, which I really like because they're more focused on selling volatility, but there's a lot of crazies there that are still writing covered calls on indexes, and doing that in going into an election is pure lunacy to me. But people do it, and they're like, "Hey, I'm making money." It's like, okay, I'll talk to you in a week. All right. So yeah, this guy sold naked calls on DJT at 60, 65, and 70 for 11.15. And yeah, this was posted a little bit before the kind of decline. But yeah, let's pull up the DJT chart one more time. I kind of forgot what it looked like. But yeah, to Feroz's point on Discord, a lot of folks are taking profits because relatively speaking, DJT's up what? Was up about, over 400%, right? So had a bottom of it's like $11.50, climbed up to about $56, $57, and it's been a meteoric rise. And shoot, even as a Trump fan myself, like, I am terrified of DJT, and I was only comfortable, when it was writing down because I just sell call spreads, and but the write up is just too scary, and I'm afraid to touch it because anything can happen. And yeah, if you look at the momentum line, momentum is slowing down a lot, and we'll have to see what happens. So yeah, it's anyone's ball game. Anything can happen, and again, no matter who wins the election, you have to be alive long enough to be sworn in. And I still think, unfortunately, that Kamala will be installed, you know, with some 25th Amendment loophole or something. I mean, who knows? But the reason for that is there's a lot of anti-mob laws that have been rolling out, and I feel like the steel is on, especially if you've been looking at the Michigan news and what's been happening in Arizona and whatnot in Pennsylvania. Um, uh, Fuckery is afoot, as the Wingy Palms say across the pond. Okay.
Hey, Warren, quick
Yeah.
question. Let's say, for example, for DJT, okay,
Mhm.
right now people are
Yeah.
taking the profit. Do you think, like, if let's say Trump wins the election, would that spike the price up again, do you think, for DJT?
Oh yeah, absolutely, right. And
Think so,
and
right?
and this goes back to the 2015 season, and my big trade of the year was the Mexican ETF of EWW. So I shorted that. Trump won. I made a lot of money. So like that was one of the few times that I went like one-legged, long puts, because I prefer to sell calls, but yeah. But yeah.
Right.
And
My
then look,
my mhm.
go 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 ahead, Wani.
Yeah. So my question is, I saw a whole bunch of puts on DJT from 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever, right? So
Right.
I'm kind of under the water right now. for auto strikes, right? Even though it's far away enough, it's expiring next Friday. So I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I just keep it, let it be for now, and wait until the election,
Oh,
and hoping that the price will go back up? So I mean, I'm at 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's far like below, where is that right now? 30, what, 36, 37? I know the expected move is crazy. It's like $30
sorry, for your biggest position, what's the expiration day?
next Friday.
Next Friday.
They're all next Friday.
They're all next Friday. Oh,
Yes.
Wani,
From 12 to 17 to 18.
okay.
Expected move is $32.
30, I know.
35
I
bucks.
know. I see that. I
So they
see
think
that when I
it's
put the trade
30 bucks.
on.
Wait, what was the implied
Why are
volatility?
you rushing into danger? I don't know. I'm sorry.
I know.
The survivors turn the crank every day. This is I don't know. This is a lesson I learned in '96, and I never looked back.
Um, so the betting public, at least today, is pretty bearish. Put call ratio of about 0.73. It's a little bit high. And but overall, the put sizzle index is high, but the call sizzle index is a little bit higher. So, I mean, if it's a fair fight, I believe Trump would win, but it's not a fair fight. So, it's complicated.
Well, it doesn't matter who wins. The point is the premiums will go away after the
Yeah.
election. So it will be a huge IV crush.
Yeah.
No matter who wins.
Fair. More than fair, yeah. I
So
mean,
that's all we know.
But then
It
the
can go to
chance of
10 or it can go to 100.
right.
Nobody knows. So don't play it. You don't know.
there's better trades, Wani, like short Tesla. Right, like that's so
I
much better.
did, but it didn't work out. Short Tesla, and then look at after the earnings, it spiked.
I mean, short Tesla, like skip earnings, but yeah.
And then SMCI, oh my God, that killing me huge time too right now.
If you look at momentum, it's collapsing. So it's half from its September peak and not too far away from the zero line. So, and again, Elon's pissed off his entire fan base, all of his former beloved analysts. He's had a exodus of 30 executives globally, significant exodus in Germany, actually, which is scary. And yeah, it's just an outright disaster. But yeah, as you mentioned, the earnings was pretty positive for Tesla. They went up almost 8%. So I feel you. I got spanked too, but we'll come back for blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just look for easier, safer trades, Wani, and just take this as a wake-up call to trade a little bit more conservative. I mean, you don't have to be a secret agent all the time.
Oh no. No,
Double O
no.
Seven is yeah, it's okay. All right. With that, let's jump into our big indexes and take a look at the market today, right now. And let's start with a quick snapshot of our all the weeklies players. And yeah, let me pull that up. So here we go. Again, this is my favorite go-to market watch screen. It's the default weeklies watch list, and all the weekly products are here. So, if you're selling weeklies, this is your baby right here. So yeah, a lot of red, very IT centric. Uber 2 down 12%. Holy cow. Bud Light not having a great day. What else is having Robinhood, Coinbase, Lee Auto had earnings yesterday, down 13% today. My long puts paid off like a mofo.
But we were highest high.
Yeah.
I
Fair,
mean,
yeah.
you think about this. It's okay to lose 10% off of the highest high. It freaks everybody out. But this is like, oh well, we only have 3% inflation, but yeah, but the prices are up 30%. So it's not up 33% or 34%, whatever. A lot of this is relative.
Fair.
Did you see Kavana? Oh my God.
What happened to up 25%.
I know, it's
Wow.
crazy
Um,
for
I
earnings. And I was
uh,
shorting it. I was, oh my God, everything was just bad.
so this
Yeah.
earnings season, I was a lot more concerned and trade like boring stuff.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do too much anymore of this earnings, so it's just not right. Everything not right.
Okay, no worries. Just slow down, Wani. Slow down.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, I'm not going to do too
Okay,
much anymore.
okay. All right, let's look at ES, our supposed smart money. So if we look at momentum, it's been hovering at about the same pace for a while. And yeah, and if we look at the analytics, let's see, put call ratio about 1.1, fair value 1.3. So it's a smidge optimistic today. So the smart boys are buying the dip, as it were, and the bearish deltas is pretty sleepy. When this gets to about 88 or 90, we know we're in trouble. But it's at 72, so it's a green trading day for for the smart money guys. They're buying the dip. All right, let's pivot to
So
SPX.
so the 60,000 is a magic number, or 6,000. So there's a behavior that I lived on for years and years. It's no longer sort of working right now, because the magic numbers just keep on coming up too fast. But you come up to these magic numbers, call it 1900, 2000, 2100, and you sort of approach the nine, and then you had to come back down and you'd sort of grind up. The volatility would drop out of the market and just have to grind all the way up to the edge and almost make it. And then they come back down and it go just a couple points over on like the third try. So there's a behavior of what people are doing to the market. I believe that it's in effect for 6,000.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And then looking at SPX today, Puka ratio 1.3. It's a normal trading day. And then nothing urgent in the bearish deltas. 57%, practically asleep. So, yeah, big boys aren't scared at all. So, and again, the reason we do it this way is we want to see the falling knife before it collapses. All right,
Yeah.
let's take a look at SPY, the retail centric side of the house, where optimism springs eternally, and it's pacing ES pretty closely. So yeah, if we look at the under the hood, let's check out put call ratio 0.994. Quite bullish. Again, fair value is about 1.2, 1.3. So yeah, our former and upcoming idiots of the week are going long the SPY as we speak. And look at the bearish delta, 38%. Man, people are going ham on this. So kind of fascinating. Uh, and I know the market's kind of pricing in a Trump election, but I think it's way too early for that. Um, so yeah. All right, let's go to the other side of the retail centric indexes with the Qs. All right, momentum is pretty good, still rising. Higher highs and lower lows. Sorry, lower higher lows and higher highs. Sorry. And yeah. And let's look under the hood. Put call ratio of about 9.91. So very, very optimistic. And look at the bearish deltas, 33%. Lots of dip buying here. Even so, yeah, people are gearing up for that. So yeah, confirmation at the top of the food chain and the bottom. So yeah, let's go to our small caps with the Russell 2K. All right, now we're seeing some rotation out of this. We're almost right back at the zero line, actually. Incredible. And again, unlike the other indexes, this has seen a very nice, healthy surge in the last couple of months. But it might be ending. So let's take a look at the numbers. All right, put call ratio of 1.7. Fair value again is 2.3. So fairly bullish for the Russell, even though it looks down. It's like this is normal for them. And then the bearish delta, 31%. So very splashy dip buying overall. And normally the Russell 2000 overreacts, and it's only down 0.85%, which is like half of the S&P. And the Nasdaq's down 2.31%. So relatively speaking, small caps are holding value a little better, like better today. So wow, that's impressive. And with that, let's go to Bubba's other favorites for our index rotation strategies with the diamonds. And wow, diamonds is losing the least of all. So again, goes back to credence to Bubba's theory that yeah, the big boys rotate into the diamonds when the other indexes aren't working out. So again, we're seeing strong evidence of that. And put call ratio, yeah, 1.0. That's fair value. It's usually one even. And yeah, very thinly traded, but hey, it's losing the least of all the indexes today. So, you know, that speaks strongly to it. All right, with that, let's take a quick gander at the VIX really quick and see where's that at. Yeah, 22. It's past legal drinking age slightly, so pretty exciting. And yeah, I anticipate this to spike even more soon. So we'll see if we can pick up some cheap VIX calls before the election, hopefully. All right. So that's that. Let's jump back to our notes and go to our fear and greed index. I probably have like less than 20 minutes left, so we got to speed this up a little bit. All right, Warren. All right, let's see. Today's composite score is 46. Yesterday was 57. A week ago was 61. A month ago was 73, and a year ago was 30. So again, October seasonality is still in play, and we're just having an exuberant time. But uh, we are seeing some cracks, and on the S&P versus 125-day moving average here, we're seeing this slides towards fear, and you're seeing that void get tighter and tighter. Here's the Heisenberg omen, 52-week highs versus 52-week lows, and we're seeing that slide into the fear territory. But I like the McKellen stock breadth indicator better because it's a more median-esque value, and we're seeing fear here as well. So, yep. So yeah, my kind of market. All right, let's look at the almanac. Let's skip reading it just to save some time. I read it every week for you guys. I would call on Kurt, but that'd be mean, so let's not do that. So yeah. But yeah, overall, let's just look at the highlights really quick. During election years, let's see. It is number 12 for the Dow, number 12 for the S&P, and number 12 for the Nasdaq. So obviously this month was quite an exception. So the editors will have to update this for this year's data. But yeah, we kind of defied this. Maybe we just kind of prolonged the inevitable hangover, but we'll see. We might hit 6,000 and then collapse. Who knows? But yeah, looking at November, this is supposedly going to kick off a hell of a Santa Claus rally for the rest of us. But yeah, just taking a quick glance, let's just look at the highlights. Presidential election year, November is ranked number 1 for the Dow, number 1 for the S&P, and number 7 for the Nasdaq. And based on our brief snapshot of all the indexes, we're seeing that actually be on pace, right? The Dow lost the least today, and S&P is pretty good, and yeah, Nasdaq is the big loser. So yeah, this could hold true. And again, the last line is kind of scary. Nasdaq down 23% in November 2000 due to an undecided election and tech bubble burst. Shout out to ASML. All right. And then looking at December really quick, let's just look at the last line. Presidential election year, December's rank number 2 for the Dow, number 2 for the S&P, and number 5 for the Nasdaq. So let's see if we even survive that long. So it's anyone's ball game. All right, let's fast forward out of this. Let's fast forward to the super micro stuff. But yeah, Microsoft had not the greatest earnings, but yeah, weaker cloud space activity. Meta did really well. And or they did well on revenue, but not on price action. But yeah, let's see. Everyone's already long, more CapEx, and what else? I didn't read too much into Meta. I didn't play this out of terror. So, um, yeah, let's look at that chart really quick. Looks like 592 and went to a low of 554. I don't know what the expected move was, but let's just pull up the big charts really quick and take a gander. All right, today's not having a good time either. Holy cow. Um, yeah, still, yeah, earnings, revenue beat, but yeah, price action collapse. So not collapse, but significant drawdown at least. Let's look at the betting public. Um, it's a little bit high, like 7 on the put call ratio, so a little bit significant. Um, but yeah, I mean, as a Mag 7 player, it should be okay overall. All right. We talked about the fat bubble popping. I did do Google earnings, and I gave some room for it to run up a little bit. So a little bit unbalanced on the Iron Condor, but uh, Google doesn't tend to lose overall. So yeah. Um, what does there say? Google is Google. Oh, Google's doing shenanigans with the Joe Rogan and Trump uh YouTube interview, and they're blocking search results, which is hilarious. And I think collective views on all platforms, including X and whatnot, it was like 100 million views as of yesterday. I have no idea what the view count is today. I watched like half of it. I need to finish it, but yeah.
The Joe Rogan?
Yeah, yeah.
100 million views now.
Total for across
Wow.
all the platforms. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wow.
You can get
Incredible.
the highlights out of that.
It
That
was
Yeah,
really good. It was a
Twitter
really
has
fun
some little
interview.
clips that I posted.
yeah,
Three
yeah,
hours is a really long time. I didn't commit.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I like
I listened to them all like really fast. It was in the gym, it's really fun to listen to. It was a
yeah.
great interview.
And I'm really glad they got together because I've had 10 years of, Rogan talk mad shit about this. And he was in the never Trumper camp forever. So I'm surprised this happened. Cool. But yeah, let's look at our Wall Street Bets counterparty here. They're hustling Nvidia, Apple, Supermicro, DJT, Microsoft, Amazon, Carvana, Meta, Intel, Reddit, Robinhood, MicroStrategies, Peloton, the Qs, Tesla, AI, Uber, AMD, Bitcoin, false positive. What's Root? Google, Coin. What's Dips? And Starbucks. Okay, so clearly you can see there's bearishness on DJT, the Qs, Tesla for sure, 33 negative versus 7 positive posts. Starbucks looks negative. And again, for easy short candidates, that's a hell of a list to start with. Cool. All right. Let's get to our news cycle and do this for 15 minutes, and I gotta bounce. I got some really fun Halloween-esque charts for you guys to check out. So let's see. Cars versus houses. So looking at demand of both major CapEx expenditures, and we're at seeing 40-year lows. So green is vehicles and blue is housing. And you need, like, if you could only pick one, I would pick the car over the house. If you had to lose one, I mean, you don't want a house with no car, like you're stuck. But yeah, you yeah, you can live in your car, but you can't live on the streets. So yeah, so that's potential demand. Let's see, number two, employees frightened to quit, companies frightened to hire. It's a beautiful combo. So here we have the hiring rate in green and the quitting rate in blue. Look at this beautiful ladder down, just pacing each other.
Hey, watch the clock if you gotta go, okay? It's 11.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. So that's exciting. Let's look at number three. All right. Businesses versus consumer. So we have green is bankruptcy filings and blue is credit card delinquencies. And they're moving so closely in tandem. Um, if you've been a business owner and you've, paid payroll and made rents, off credit card money, you understand like the pain of these curves, but it happens. And if your small business boss ever says, yeah, something happened with the payroll, it's delayed by a day or two. Like trust me, they're scrambling like behind the scenes. All right. Let's look at the bond market side of the house. Oh, this is beautiful. GFC shout out right here. All right. So here we have yields over time. And yeah, currently we're at 2.7%. Yeah. And yeah, if this inverts, we're all screwed. And number 5, the growing cauldron of global debts is ferociously bubbling. And this is looking at the UK side of the house. Again, they changed the UK gilt rates, and that's going to unleash another wave of inflation there. It's going to be a disaster. So this can't be good for anybody. The pound or the pound sterling is going to be, the copper sterling after this. And let's look at Halloween expenditures. Overall, let's take a look. Yeah. So we're seeing a decline of what, $0.6 billion in potential Halloween expenditures. And if you guys have been shopping for candy, like the equivalent volume price of candy like rivals that of ribeye steaks. It is madness, pure madness. All right. Um, let's skip the bullshit CPE stuff. That's fucking garbage. All right, Black Swan's about the same. Looking at the theaters of war, again, German factories might be bombed. It's just escalating out of control. This is nuts, and uh, you know, it's not bipartisan. Or I mean, look, like we can deal with a lot of things, but we can't deal with like nuclear war. Like, yeah, yeah. So like I'm with Dave on this. Like, so long as we don't nuke each other, I really don't care what the hell happens. Okay.
Why? Now we need to box all of their ears and stabilize the world and tell the goddamn communists to quit messing with people. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, insanity, pure insanity.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's look at Kalshi. And then we'll retire all these painful screenshots. All right. All right. Let me wait, did they change the oh no, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong site. No wonder.
Predicted.
I mean, I guess there's 3, right? Polymarket, this, and Kalshi. All right. Let me grab a screenshot before it disappears. And looks like I forgot to label the last couple, so let's not forget to do that. All right. Okay. So let's just look at the key one. Will Harris become president? Today, the rate is 47 cents. Last week was 54. So she's lost 7 pennies. And
What's Trump at?
he's at 55 now, and last week he was at
60. I bought in at 60.
48.
What?
Wait,
Wow.
you bought in at 60? Oh, so you bought early. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah,
Just a
yeah.
couple days ago, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really?
Maybe there was a swing. So, or maybe yeah. Maybe that screenshot's mislabeled. But yeah, this is the current market. Yeah. So, okay. Um, we'll see how it goes. And this is we're watching history unfold. We could have the first female president or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else. Okay.
That's not gonna happen.
All right. Again, greatest trolling moment ever. He brought a freaking garbage truck. Like, it's amazing. Like, world's first garbage truck press conference. It's just amazing. Like, just look at the optics. It's incredible. It's incredible. And you can imagine, Secret Service and private security are just right on the sides.
And the fact that they could put the garbage truck with all the Trump, thing on it so quickly too, right?
Oh, that's easy. That's
Everything
easy.
happens
Yeah.
so fast.
I also wanted to, before we forget, You know, we want to look at waste management really quick. We just don't talk about this ticker often enough. But it has been in, oh, whoops, mistyped. Come on. I need to restart this. It's lagging so
The
crazy.
party probably has final people. They're ready to make party favors for
Yeah, yeah. And remember, labor unions,
oh yeah.
like the Teamsters guys, like, they know who to call. So yeah. But yeah, here's waste management. If you guys are looking for a nice sideways action, um, this has been a cool place to park some money, and look at that performance. Look at that, look at that 20-year chart. Like we've been working too hard, guys. The secret to success has always been garbage. Like this is
Yeah.
the raccoon portfolio, strategy.
You
Like
don't you don't have a watch list for that?
I do. I call it the funnies. It's Waste Management and Rick's Cabaret, the strip club IPO out of Dallas. This is the cowboy portfolio, the trashy cowboy portfolio. Oh, good times. Yeah, but again, just great optic, incredible. Like I don't care which side aisle you're on, like that's just incredible. All right, and then Buzz Aldrin in the back end, and then this is just wow, beautiful,
Hmm.
good times. And then maybe Homeboy did us a favor on this one. Okay. All right. Okay, let's talk drug money really quick before I gotta go in a bit. But yeah, so there's potentially money laundering issues between Zelle and some other things. So let me bring up the cocaine episode. So Max Kaiser talked about which specific episode? Let me pull this up. I don't know if it's even on the internet anymore. But um so the banker of choice pre 0605 was, oh god damn it. Forget it. Okay. Um this is, oh, what the hell is that? Okay, let me just back a little bit. Okay. So pre oh 05, the go-to bank of the cartel's choice was for these Central American cartels was Wachovia. And then Wachovia had a lot of cash on hand, and regulators were very confused. Like, of all the banks, you have the most cash on hand of everyone. And they got slapped with some fines because they couldn't explain where it came from, and because it's basically drug money. And then Wachovia passed on the cost to the customer. The customer said "F you," emptied out their bank accounts, and that was what started the liquidity crunch in '05 that snowballed. And Warren Buffett owned Wachovia at the time, and he had a front row view of everything that was happening, especially the downstream risk. And this is the same thing happening again. And you kind of wonder all of the Bank of America liquidation, by the Berkshire Hathaway team. And because of, ironically, Bank of America's buybacks, Berkshire Hathaway bubbled up or floated above the 10% disclosure requirement. And then